Bookcase and Coffee presents Buzzing About Romance, a quick shot of romance.
Hey everyone, welcome to this quick shot of romance. On this episode, we are reviewing Master Baker by Pippa Grant. And Leah picked the book.
I did. And partially because I wanted to hear Becky say Master Baker every single time.
Right. So, and actually part of the reason that we picked this book is Pippa Grant is our author for our Drunk Book Club this month, for the month of April. And Drunk Book Club is exclusive event of our Patreon. So, if you would like to get in on Drunk Book Club and all the other fun stuff, we actually get 2 drunk book clubs in the month of April.
That's true. We have Pippa Grant, Stud in the Stacks, but then we get Lexi Blake. We had her on a happy hour probably about 6 weeks ago, if not more.
January. No, maybe okay. February. It was February.
It has been a while, but she wanted to come to Drunk Book Club with us. So she gave every single one of our Patreons a free book to read for Drunk Book Club. And so we're having a special edition.
Yeah. That's so cool. So here's you can join Patreon. We have a few openings at the $2 level or the $5 or $10 level. And in the month of April, you get 2 events and you got a free book that's valued at what, like $6.99, $7.99?
I think it might be $6.99, but I'm not sure.
So you got a free book this month and 2 events. Plus our reading challenge check-in. We do some fun stuff. I mean, I needed a girls' night Saturday night, and I put a call out and said, hey, who wants to book chat? And I think there was 7 or 8 of us that jumped on and chatted all about books, and we expanded some TBRs.
Of course we did.
So, it's a pretty cool, fun club to be a part of. So come join us over on Patreon. It's not scary.
Okay.
We're not scary. Anyway, so
the synopsis from Goodreads, because we haven't done that yet.
Right. For Master Baker.
He's a master baker with a big cannoli. They call me the sugar whisperer. And anything your tongue desires, I can bake it. Scones, child's play, cupcakes, I'll frost them so good you won't know what hit you. Donuts, please. You're talking to a master baker. But there's one egg I've never been able to crack. My best friend. Correction, my former best friend. She's the apple in my pie, the whip in my cream, the lemon in my meringue, the wish in my bone. She's the one who got away. After 10 years in the military, she's back. She's bruised and battered by life, but she's back. Except she's not my second chance. She's gone to the dark side, running a rival bakery in a town not big enough for 2. So now I have to decide, which do I want more? My bakery, or the woman I never should have let go in the first place. Master Baker is a deliciously fun, friends to enemies to lovers romantic comedy featuring a smooth-talking baker, the one who got away, and a goat with more matchmaking tendencies than a nosy old grandpa. It stands alone with no cheating or cliffhangers.
So the release date on this is June 27th, 2019. It is a part of Kindle Unlimited, so I'm going to try to remember here and there when we do quick shots to let you know how we get this, because something that's come up is, it's expensive to be a bookworm. So we're going to try to help you out. So Master Baker, it's also available as an audiobook on Hoopla if your library does that. So June 27th, 2019. The tropes for this book are enemies to lover, ex-military rom-com, second chance. Did I miss any?
I don't think.
Small town. It's a small town.
It is a small town. You're right.
Okay, so let's get into our thoughts. First up, the Master Baker himself, Grady Rock.
So Grady, the book opens and he is dirty talking, and you find out he's stuffing donuts. So the opening scene is one of my favorite opening scenes in a book, just because he's lovingly coaxing the filling into this donut. And that's a theme throughout, with Grady. He talks dirty and to his donuts and his pastries and his scones, and he shows them the love.
Yeah, I have. He is one sweet, dirty talking master baker. Guys, like, seriously, this title just cracks me up every time I say it.
I know. Every time I've talked to Becky about this book, she says the title really, really slow. So she's guaranteed to say it right.
Right, because we all know that sometimes words are not easy for me. Okay, so I like him. He's a pretty relatable guy. He's a little one-minded. It's about his bakery.
Yeah. Well,
Get out of his
I
way.
think part of his thing is like that was always his goal. Like he wanted the bakery. He loves Shipwreck, which is where he lives, where he grew up, and nobody likes those sarcasm idiots. What do they call them? Sarcasm somethings.
I don't know.
But the two towns have a really, really big rivalry. So it's the Shipwreck shitheads and Sarcasm, which I just love that town name. I want to live in Sarcasm.
Sarcasm. I do live in Sarcasm.
Wow. In your lounge.
In my lounge of sarcasm. So Grady has stayed in the town. He's, taken this bakery. It's very successful. He is the place to go in town to get cakes and baked goods, and he is at the top of his craft.
Yeah.
Okay. So then in comes Annika.
In comes Annika, who cannot bake to save her life.
But is opening a bakery to help her mom achieve lifelong dreams.
Yes. But when she moves home, the whole plan kind of goes a little chaotic because she was never meant to bake. Like she was just gonna manage it and be a part of the bakery. But then her mom has health issues and she goes blind and cannot see. And that is a big part of the story, like dealing with her mom's handicap and the fact that she is trying to do this for her mom and deal with everything else around her.
Well, and Annika and Grady were high school best friends. They were together. Were they in a relationship?
No, they were just friends because Annika was very, very firm. Because her mom was a teenage mom and she was looked down upon very harshly. And Annika said that she never, ever wanted to be her mother in that situation. So they didn't date. And she was very firm on the, I don't date.
So as soon as Annika graduates high school, she actually leaves and joins the army. She is getting out of Sarcasm. She's got big things where her life is going. And she really leaves and doesn't look behind her, leaving behind Grady, the best friend.
Yeah.
He's kind of just left in Shipwreck while she goes out and discovers the world. And as her time is coming to an end in the army, she comes home. And she's coming home. Her mom's decided she's saved enough money. She's opening this bakery. And Annika has a little sister. Bailey,
who's a riot.
Yeah.
Because Bailey has no trouble with self-confidence, no trouble like with anything. She is very strong-willed and independent. And I love how they swear all they want at home, but when they're in public, they don't say such things as that. Unless it's a Shipwreck shithead, then it's okay.
Then it's okay. So they were best friends in high school. And then Annika's now back in Sarcasm, helping her mom start this bakery and also helping her mom with her sister. As you said, mom has had sudden blindness and cannot bake anymore.
Well, she can. She just is very like limited in like what she can do and how she can do things. So she's dealing with that on top of everything else.
And Bailey, the sister, can actually bake really well.
Yes.
All that Annika cannot do, it seems that Bailey can do. And so the moment that that Grady and Annika are back on the page again together, you feel the chemistry igniting. Like, it is there. They're bantering, they're back and forth, making the digs at each other. I loved. So there's a softball game early in the beginning of the book that is just hilarious. I don't want to give anything away. Really, to be honest, this book, it reads as traditional rom-com. It is funny. You will find yourself giggling. Everybody has these little quirks. I about died with Annika's mom and the randomness of seeing animals.
Well, the hallucinations, because she just
Yeah.
sees, and it's like, all right. And then, like, at the softball game, she's like, I'm gonna sit next to the python, and everybody just like looks at them. She's like, it's fine. It's fine. She just
Right.
sees things. Sometimes it's an elephant. Sometimes it's a tiger. It's fine.
Yeah. The part where they're giving away the cinnamon roll samples in downtown Shipwreck for people to come over and buy cinnamon rolls from their D's Nuts Bakery, which is the name of the bakery that Annika's mom is opening. And they're sitting at the corner. And even the interaction between Grady and the
Bailey.
little sister is hilarious. But there's also Grady's, is it his grandfather?
Pop. Yeah.
Pop. Yeah, and his
And
parrot.
his parrot, long beak silver, who,
Silver.
if there's not a cuss word, he doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Such a dirty bird in the true sense of the word.
The dirtiest. I think all the dirty talking in this book comes from Long Beak Silver. I don't think any of the characters.
I think it's Grady when he talks to donuts and like his bakery goods, and then the parrot. That's pretty much it.
And then there's the goat named Sue,
who eats everything, of course, because he's a goat.
And Grady owns Sue, right?
Yes, Sue is Grady's, which I guess she just like showed up. He showed up in his yard, and he just never got rid of him because he wouldn't leave, and so now he takes him everywhere.
It's so weird. A goat and a parrot. I will say that this story is very much immersed in family dynamic and small town antics. So, be prepared for those giggly moments between Bailey and the parrot and small town antics. It's really funny.
It's funny. Well, and I think one of the things too is like Grady, like his whole family is very close. Like they are a big part of Shipwreck. Like his dad owns a restaurant called the Krusty Nut. His sister works there. Like the whole family is immersed in this Shipwreck community. And then Annika is in sarcasm, and it throws a little bit of a divide there because they're Shipwreck versus sarcasm, but there's such a family-based focus in this book, which I love.
Well, and he takes it personally that she's even thinking about owning a bakery. Like it is like a personal attack on him. And it's so funny. The thing is it's not. It really isn't. She didn't say, hey, I'm going back to my hometown to open a bakery because I really want to give it to Grady. She's really just trying to be a good daughter.
Well, and I think his big thing is like she came back and he didn't know, like, but there's a whole part about them like coming to terms with the way things ended, like 10 years, like after they graduated from high school, like they work things out, but like there's that whole factor that like she left and they had no contact. Like she would come home and he wouldn't see her. Like she didn't check in on him. Like she knew that he owned the bakery, which I can't think of his bakery name, but
I remember.
But he, like, once she was gone, she was gone. And I think he had a lot of animosity towards that because he had a lot of strong feelings for her. But part of my issue is like he didn't reach out either. Like he knew like this was always her plan. Like he knew that she didn't want to be in this situation, but he took it to heart and like almost badly, like, and didn't even attempt to keep things anywhere close to friendship for the two of them. And it was like a personal slight against him where like she always talked about getting out of sarcasm, leaving the area, getting away from like all of that.
Yeah. And she liked, one of the things about Annika, and you get this about her personality, she likes plans. She likes regiment. She likes knowing where things are going and how things are happening. And Grady kind of lives in a world of chaos, and she calls him out for all the chaos, and he says, you say chaos, but the things that take us by surprise are what makes life interesting. So this book is written in dual point of view. We do get Grady's, it's first person dual point of view. We get Grady's thoughts, and then we get Annika's thoughts. And so that did make it an enjoyable story, and you see the kind of back and forth.
Well, and it wasn't one of those, because there are sometimes where you have books where they're dual point of view, but it's like you get 75% in one perspective and like 25% in the other. Like this one is a nice blend. I don't think it goes chapter to chapter every other one, or it might, but either way, like it's pretty much a 50-50 book. Like you get 50% Dan or Annika, 50% Grady. And then is there a random Bailey chapter in this one? Because sometimes there's like a random.
I don't remember exactly. There
might not have, but I feel like they're
not sticking out, but we should have recorded this like days ago. So
I know it's
life.
Not fresh.
It's holiday in life. Okay, so let's get to the three questions. The big three. The big three. Did you like this book?
I love this book, but I like everything Pippa Grant writes. Like there are books of hers that I like more than others. This one is like middle of the road for me, for her, but still very good. And you get all of those ridiculous moments and like ridiculous things, like the crazy animals. Like that's one of the things that she writes into almost every book. There is some sort of random pet who gets into like causes chaos. But those are the things you come to know and love and expect from Pippa Grant. What about you? Did you like this book?
Yeah, I did. It's one of those stories that you're disappointed when it ends because you've just fallen in love with this town and with these people, and you kind of want to dive into more and hear more. But I've only read a few books by Pippa Grant, so with the few that I've read, it's not my favorite. But I did like it. So who would typically like this book?
Any rom-com fans of Crazy Animals, which is one of Grant's go-tos, like I said. And if you liked Morning Wood, then I think this would be something that you would like, because it has that similar like chaos like to it.
Well, and if you like enemies to lover, but sometimes get over too much with the angst, this is a perfect example of a enemies to lovers with low angst, and the laughter. So again, if you like rom-com, but also if you like enemies to lovers, if that's a go-to trope for you, but you kind of need a break from all the angst and the push and pull. Yeah, this is low angst. It's very good. So would you recommend this book?
I have recommended this book, and I will continue to recommend this book.
I would recommend this book also. I think it's really good. It just, I just had some nitpicky stuff, but other than that, overall good book, good rom-com, highly recommend it.
And I think one thing too, though, if you're looking for something light, like this is a light book, they're like, it's not something that like, if you're in the mood for something different, like this is a good book to read.
Well, and if you're a mood reader and just need something that's going to be funny and easy to read and just flows, like if you have the day off and you're spending the day, out on your patio enjoying the sunshine, and you just want something fun to read that's not going to bring you down, that's happy, read this. This is perfect for that. This will be a great read as we're getting ready, spring, and we're having some 70, 80 degree weather here where we are. It makes me think of summers. This is a perfect by the pool kind of read. You can put it down and, watch the kids so they don't drown, but you can also pick this up and totally be in it, laughing out loud while everyone is staring at you. So,
yeah.
Anyway, thanks everyone for joining us on this quick shot of romance. We totally completed it without a weird, awkward pause. So plus for us, right?
Yay for us. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Find us on Instagram at buzzingaboutromance or on Twitter at buzzingromance. If you like the podcast, please leave a review. If you'd like to support us directly, join the Bookcase and Coffee Patreon and receive exclusive content only available to Patreon members. Check out bookcaseandcoffee.com for our on-the-shelf show notes.